My name is Algimantas. I train future spiritual teachers. I represent Creator as his ambassador to this world. Creator is made up of 4 personalities. The Paradise Trinity, I am. I am always is written in capital characters. At the same time, I am the apostle of Jesus as Master Creator's son and his partner, Nebuchadnezzar. Her spiritual rank is Creator daughter. So I'm their apostle to this planet. By saying I train future spiritual teachers, I mean that nobody has trained such spiritual teachers before. Therefore, I, representing Creator to this planet, also receive his teachings, revelations, directly from him. And I was asked by Creator to set up a living temple and the religion of revelation named after Creator. The Paradise Trinity, I am, living temple, and religion. So this religion expresses Creator's evolutionary plan and the way it should be implemented in the broadest possible way to this generation. I mean generation of all humans on this planet. By the way, this is the epochal revelation called the Rancher book. It's in Lithuanian because I translated this revelation book from English. That the revelation has been passed to humans in the original language, English, in Chicago, in the first third of the 20th century. So I translated this enormous book over 2,000 pages into Lithuanian. So this is the deepest and broadest description of Creator, of his operation in creation, of creation itself, and us humans, as well as teachings of Jesus, and his life description occupies 1/3 of the book, even more than 1/3 of the book. So from this revelation, I learned a lot about Creator, about creation, about humans, about evolution, and the evolutionary plan of Creator. Now, I'm receiving directly from Creator teachings, revelations that I post on my website, urantia.lt. It's in both Lithuanian and English. And I present spiritual teachings like the current one on camera, video camera, and then they are posted on YouTube. Spiritual teachers are, I would say, the most necessary people the world over. Not politicians, not rulers of different states in different ranks, political ranks, not teachers at high school or in the university. Spiritual teachers are necessary as the salt for the taste of material food. Why so? Because without a true spiritual teacher, it is impossible to liberate human's mind, that it would start thinking in a much, much broader context, that it would not be framed by different science programs, by different educational programs, by different university programs, because thinking must be free, unlimited. Even though you might get a certain degree at the university after having finished high school, but the thinking process should be much, much broader than the program given to this person by a certain educational institution. And even if you write a certain thesis in your pursuit of a certain scientific career for a certain degree, the thinking itself should be liberated from the framework of the specific sphere that the person is working within. But the problem is that no high school, no family, no university, no political institution the world over in any country does not teach people to think freely. It seems to be ridiculous that man should be taught how to think. That's it. No one is teaching that thinking should be in-depth, that it should comprise different viewpoints, that these viewpoints should be analyzed from different perspective, but that it should be based on creator discovered within, because creator is the source and center of all energy, of all mind, of all personality, of all potentials, of all eternity, of all life, and he is the author of evolution throughout the whole of creation, not only on this planet. And this planet is not the one who might be exceptional. It has to follow Creator's evolutionary plan. And for this purpose, the leader is a spiritual teacher. But there are no such spiritual teachers so far. No one has trained them. No university has prepared them, because the programs that have been formed by very, very rigidly thinking people are very narrow-minded programs. They're, suppressed, compressed, without the essence of evolution. Charles Darwin, the ideologist of an evolutionary process that man has developed out of ape, monkey. This is not true. Man has developed out of a lemur. This is the beast currently inhabiting the island of Madagascar. This is the only place that this creature is inhabiting the material habitation. But Creator's evolutionary plan includes the process of evolution with a quantum leap. And after the quantum leap, the sort of life has no link with a higher step of the life has sprung up after this quantum leap. It's like a butterfly is flying freely, even though it has developed out of a worm that was not running, that was not flying at least a little bit. No, just a worm and a freely flying butterfly. So this quantum leap shows there is no any link between the two stages. But this is the part of evolution. So that's why even humans, even though they have come out of a lemur, but there is no link between the two categories of life. Visible to science, and even though the science might look for this link, it's futile. But what is even more important, that life has sprung out not simply of a certain level of, say, living beings on the ground, on land. No. It has been implanted when there were no any life forms on this planet in 3 places of the ocean. And it was implanted in the form of a life plasma. No life either in the ocean or on land. And this life plasma is smaller than a bacteria, than a virus. Nevertheless, it has been created by creator sons of different orders, different categories. And before the final approval of the chemical formula of this life plasma, they had been made up to 500,000 different experiments with this life plasma. And these experiments were necessary before bringing this life plasma to this world. And these experiments were carried out on a much higher level and world than ours, and by the creator sons higher than mortals like us. So that's why spiritual teachers should explain that the evolutionary idea, propagated by Charles Darwin, was not exactly correct, and that Creator is the initiator of life. Creator himself, who is the source and center of spirit, who is the source and center of all energy, who has no form himself. He is unlimited. Nevertheless, he is a person, a personality. And Creator is made up of 4 personalities. the Paradise Trinity, and I am, as I have just said before. So Creator gives the life sparkle even to this life plasma. He has authorized his sons, named life carriers, just this ability to pass this life sparkle into the life plasma. So this is the beginning of life on our planet, and it was implanted in the ocean water. So that's why the chemical formula basis is corresponds to the solution, salt solution of the water of that ocean. And even if you cut somewhere your physical body and lick the wound, you will see the taste, you will feel the taste of a saltiness. So even today, every living cell is being washed with the same salt solution, exactly the same concentration, like it was the life plasma implanted in the solution of the ocean water. Spiritual teachers are necessary because even political leaders, scientific institution leaders, teachers, doctors, family members, parents, children should be educated first, educated about evolution, about Creator, the source and center of all energy, and the author of evolution and director of all evolutionary process through his sons and daughters that are operating, even though invisible to our eyes, but they are operating on our world just to help us mortals, the lowest among the lowest, that we would open our spiritual personality, which is indwelling this body. It's not the body. The body is only like a piece of clothing. Once you wear out that piece of clothing, you change for a new one. So after the living energy of Creator shall run out of this personality body, material body, we shall pass away from this world, but we shall be resurrected, the same person, spiritual person, and we shall be given a new merontial, higher frequency vibration outer form. So that's why we have to expand our thinking. We cannot limit, inframe our mind in some dogmas professed by churches, I mean different religion churches, synagogues, but you should direct your mind to Creator, the source and center of all matter, not only of spirit, but also of matter, because everything is out of Creator's energy vibrations. Everything, both matter, spirit, soul, it's out of Creator's energy. So that's why the mind, our mind, should be directed to the source and center. And Creator is the source and center of all reality. So in this reality, we should not live in illusion. Now, humanity are living in illusion. That's why there are wars. What is a war? It's an illusionary decision being implemented by physical annihilation of the weaker, by the stronger one. It's illusion. You can destroy and annihilate, kill the material outer form, but the personality within this body is a spirit, and this is the eternal gift by Creator. You cannot annihilate the spiritual personality within this body. It's impossible. It's eternal. That's why we shall be resurrected, and we shall be given a better form in higher frequency vibrations, and it shall be changing depending upon our inner content. And the spiritual teacher is filling up with his teachings that every person would fill up his or her own personality with a brighter light, with a truth, with reality, and by this liberate himself or herself out of this illusionary living. It is impossible to arrange everything in order when everything is being messed up. And messed up by whom? By presidents, by politicians, by all leaders that are currently existing anywhere in any state of this planet. So that's why I'm here and representing Creator as his ambassador and apostle of Jesus and his partner Nebuchadnezzar, just to help you expand your way of thinking. Just listen to my teachings with your open heart. That is by your spiritual personality, not with only your material ear. Just open up your heart. Open up your, or rather, wake up your spiritual personality. It's not the intellect. Your mind is double-sided. The visible side is of the animal origin. That's why now this side of your mind is operating in your life. That's why you are greedy. That's why you are selfish. That's why you desire to take revenge upon those who might have offended you, even that you have taken this offense. It's all illusion. If you wake up as a spiritual personality, all of a sudden your divine, invisible side of your mind shall start operating ever more and more. And you shall give absolutely new meanings to the same assertions you've heard even from me. Because you will expand your mind's understanding of these assertions that you hear. Spiritual teacher is the salt of evolution on any world, the more so on ours, because it has experienced the revolt against the Father, 2,000 years ago, Jesus has stopped officially, formally, this revolt against the Father by withstanding all the temptation by Satan on the Hermon Mount. But the offshoots from the roots of this, of the participants in the revolt through generations have come up to the current generation. And that's why they are messing up all this unfortunate planet. But it shall be the brightest planet, because Jesus has bestowed himself upon this planet, upon humanity, and not only upon this world, but also upon all the worlds and all life forms, orders of his local universe. So that's why this is the only planet of this sort where Creator Son has bestowed himself by being born out of a womb of his earthly mother Mary, and in the helpless form of a baby, and grew up as an ordinary child, experienced the life of a mortal on this planet, and by keeping a living communion with the Father, by talking with him as a human being, not as a spiritual top-ranking personality in his local universe, but as a human being, by this showing that you are capable of withstanding any temptations by the Satan, even though the Satan as a person does not exist anymore, while he was offering a lot of luring temptations to Christ on the Hermon Mount. He was that personality, definite personality. But in 1985, all the most, say, rebellions, the leaders of the rebellion, were annihilated because they scornfully, simply did not accept Creator's and Jesus' offered mercy, just to try and again earn trust in them. By doing good deeds for the benefit of all. They did not accept this mercy from Creator, from Jesus and his partner Nebuchadnezzar. So that's why their will was satisfied and their personalities have been annihilated as separate identities. But now people simply consider that Satan's power is still real. It is not so. But the evil that has been implanted by Satan, by our former planetary prince, the top-ranking official on the spiritual level of our planet, Caligastia. So all these seeds now give the yield, give the harvest, and you see it. That the morality is being destroyed. Family as a phenomenon is being distorted. School has no morality. Family has no morality. Religion is operating within dogmas and rituals. Jesus' gospel has been distorted, by the way, by his apostles. And the most loyal to the teachings of Jesus was Abner, the leader of the apostles of John the Baptist. His even name has not been mentioned in any of the books that write about Jesus or the four Gospels that are included in the New Testament. So Abner was the most loyal to Jesus and his teachings. While Peter has distorted the gospel of Jesus, even though he is highly esteemed by the current official church. But that's wrong. That's why listen to my words. These are the words that Creator desires to speak out through my lips, that you would hear that spiritual teachers are necessary. Because without them, it is exactly like without Creator's light, without Creator's truth. And that is what? And that is illusion. That is darkness. Would you prefer night to day? I would like to live in the daylight. So that's why I think about the generations that shall live in the far-off future, that they would live in the light, in the daylight of Creator. That's why I train spiritual teachers for the future.